Hey guys, this is Mike Flannery and Jared Baglietto from Flannery Baglietto Real Estate at Realty Connect, and we got a bunch of really good questions for first-time home buyers, frequently asked questions that we think would be really informative to you. So we're going to go through them, we're going to answer them as best as possible, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at any time.
So we're going to run through a list, and we'll be, quick and informative about it. So, Mike, the first question I'm going to ask you is, should I talk with a bank before I go out to purchase a home?
All right, so this is a great question. A lot of people want to know, should I talk with a bank before I start looking? And the answer is yes, absolutely. So you want to get your pre-approval taken care of before you go and look, because you want to find out exactly how much you can afford and how much you could spend on a home, because you don't want to look at a home and fall in love with it and then find out that unfortunately you can't afford it. Or another thing is, when we submit an offer, we need that pre-approval to submit the offer. So if you want to put an offer in on a property and the pre-approval's not finished, you may end up losing out on that house. So yes, definitely get the pre-approval done first.
Now, a lot of questions we also get is, should I buy or rent?
Now, this depends on everyone's situation, because on certain situations you might have a really good rental where you're not paying too much, but on Long Island, all over, the average rental for around a 3-bedroom home, it's going to be around $2,500 to $3,000, sometimes even more. So if you're at a spot where you're paying $3,000 or even more, that could be equivalent to a mortgage payment every month. So you might want to end up buying. So definitely matters on your situation.
Another question us realtors always get is, can I find a rent to own?
Okay, so most people want to find out if what they can do is get a rent to own. And what that is you pay monthly rent, and that goes towards paying off the home. Now, in the market that we're in right now, we're in a seller's market, and it's very difficult to find, especially here in New York. It is like finding a needle in a haystack. So most likely you're not going to find that unless you find a deal with a family member or a good family friend that's willing to do that for you.
Now, Mike, I own a home. Should I buy before selling?
Okay, now this depends on everyone's situation. Now, the benefit to buying a home before you sell is that when you sell your home, you already have a place lined up, you can move in, and you don't have to worry. But most people, if you're buying or selling a $400,000 to $500,000 house on Long Island, you most likely, the average person, will have to sell before they buy. So it really depends on your situation.
Do I need a realtor?
Now, this is a really important question, because most people want to know, do I need a realtor? Do I not need a realtor? Now, not all real estate agents are the same, so it's important that you interview a couple agents and you really find someone that you're comfortable with working, because you do definitely want to work with a realtor, but you want to work with someone that's experienced and knows what they're doing. Someone that's going to set up appointments for you, someone that knows how to negotiate for you, someone that knows how to really represent you when either buying or selling, someone that knows how to deal with the home inspection and appraisal. And we also have a lot of really good contacts and connections with dealing with inspectors, attorneys, lenders, someone that can really walk you through the process from start to finish. So yes, you absolutely need a realtor, but make sure that you hire the right one for sure.
Who pays the realtor fee?
So as a buyer, most situations, the fee will come out of the seller's end, okay? Usually when a seller signs a listing agreement, they agree to either a percentage, either 4 or 5 or 6%, and either a percentage of that is given out to the buyer's agent, which is usually around 2%. So for a buyer, when you're dealing with an agent, you do not have to compensate your agent, because most of the time, 95% of the time, the compensation comes out of the sale of the house from the seller's end.
A big question we also get is, what is a short sale?
Okay, so this is huge, because a lot of buyers, they're looking for homes and they're looking in their price range, and then they see these homes for $100,000 to $50,000 less than what they're looking at, and they find out that these homes are either short sales or foreclosures. So the answer, what is a short sale, is a short sale is when the value of the home is actually worth less than what is owed to the bank. So when that situation happens, rather than staying in the home for a long time and handing it over, a lot of sellers will decide to do a short sale and get out fast as possible. So that's what a short sale is.
Also, Mike, while you're at it, explain what a foreclosure is.
Okay, so now we were talking about a short sale. A foreclosure is a bank-owned home. It is when the property goes back to the bank and the bank takes charge. Now, a lot of people want to know, can I buy a short sale or a foreclosure when using financing? If I have a mortgage, can I buy a short sale and a foreclosure? And the answer is yes, you can. Some properties are cash only, but you can definitely buy a short sale or foreclosure, but in some situations it can be very sticky, it can be very long, it can take months to buy a short sale, and it can be very stressful. We've had buyers that were tied up for a year, year and a half, 2 years, and never got the home. So it's something that it's a lot more risky than buying a traditional sale.
Another question we always get is, how are the school districts?
So, great question, Jared. A lot of people always want to know before they move into an area is how the area is and how the school district is. And we get this question a lot. But unfortunately, we cannot answer that question. We cannot discriminate against certain areas. So, what we tell our clients is that they should go out and do research on their own. If you go to a website like greatschools.org, and check things out, there's a lot of information online. You can look up crime rates, you can look on school district ratings, how many schools are in the district, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, different daycare centers. You can look at what other restaurants and bars are in the area. A lot of towns might have tree lighting and different events and parks. These are all really good stuff that you want to do research on your own and be as educated as possible.
How many homes should I look at before I buy?
Now, this is a question that it's not a specific number. So you may find a house on the first time, the first showing, the first house you might look at, and it might be the one. You might know right off the bat that this is the home for me. And if that's the case and you really like the home, don't be afraid. Jump on it. Absolutely. So that it really doesn't matter. You can look at one home, you can look at 25 homes, you can look at 100 homes. It really depends.
How much should I offer on the home that I like?
So if you find a home that you really like, it also depends on the market that you're in and also on the house and how the house has been priced. So right now on Long Island, we are in a seller's market. So there is a low inventory of homes. So we see home sales and values are rising. So in this market, I would say if you really like a home, come as close or even over asking on the house, because is it really worth it to lose out on the house that you love for say $5,000 or $10,000 when that might be equal to say $30 or $40 extra a month on your mortgage payment?
So Mike, I found a house I truly do love. What's the next steps? What do I do?
Okay, so you find the house that you love, you put an offer in, we get the offer accepted. The next step that you do is a home inspection. Now, after the home inspection is done, as everything is good, then you would go in and sign the contract, and then the seller would sign and then you would be in contract and locked in. From that point on, the lender is going to get all the forms and paperwork. They're going to verify all your income and assets. And then while that's going on, the lender is going to send out a licensed appraiser to go and appraise the home. And once that's good, then the attorney is going to order the title and make sure that there's no liens or anything against the property. And then eventually you'll get the mortgage commitment, and then you'll have your clear to close, and you'll do a final walkthrough, and then you'll close on the home. Here on Long Island, Queens, the boroughs, cash deals may take, 15 to 30 days, but when using financing, when using a mortgage, you're going to be looking from anyway from 60 to 90 days.
So those are some of the questions that we've had been asked throughout our experience in this business. If you have any questions that we didn't reach on this, you could always send us a message. You could always give us a call. And we appreciate you taking the time out of the day to listen to us speak. This is Jared and Mike over at Flannery Baglietto Real Estate at Realty Connect. So any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good one.